Hey fellow explorers, today I'm in Sydney, Australia, and I'm going to take you on a summertime walk of Manly Beach. And I'm actually starting in the adjacent Queenscliff beach up here on the cliff just so you can get a bird's eye view of the beach around here. And because I want to show you this neat swimming pool right here, this salt water pool where the kids are diving in from the rock over here. This is just right adjacent to Manly Beach, and this is also where the cliff walk would take you if you wanted to walk to the Spit Bridge. There's a really popular walk that's 10 kilometers from here to the Spit Bridge along really scenic cliffs, but there we go, bums away into there. One of the reasons why you might want to be in this little pool instead of the actual ocean, in addition to just diving into it, is sharks. There be sharks here in Australia, and actually there's signs out on the sandy beach today that say sharks were sighted earlier, actually just about 40 minutes ago. They sighted some sharks out there. So this is a great place to do some lap swimming if you want to stay away from the waves, if you've got some kiddos and they just maybe want to hang around right by the entrance to this salt water pool. Also, you get some nice shade over here because, well, I don't know if you can tell, the sweat is on right now. I'm here at just about 1 o'clock on a Sunday in January, and it is warm, to say the least. Okay, so looking out onto the sandy beach now. I'm going to start here on the sand and walk a little bit because honestly, the sand that's at this side, Queenscliff, is the same as the sand that's at the Manly Beach side. Trying to figure out how I get past this railing. I'm like, I was gonna walk that way, but oh, there's a railing. Thank you, friendly railing. Okay, so nice. I wouldn't call it bright white sand. It's kind of a, yellowish sand right here. There's a lot of lifeguards out here, the surf rescue, as they call them. But you can see, even though some people saw some signs for sharks, they're like, that's okay. I'm going in anyway. They got some signs to let you know that there's a dangerous current, and further up, they'll let you know there's some signs about being sharks up there. It's a sandy bottom beach, gradual bottom as it goes that way. And in addition to the walk going behind me to Spit Bridge, there's another popular walk to go over to Shelley Beach, which would go along that way. One of the reasons this beach is very popular in Sydney is because, particularly for visitors, is because there are ferries that'll come here from the central business district. You can take a 30-minute Manly fast ferry, and it'll bring you from Sydney CBD at Circular Quay along the water to the Wharf here at Manly Beach. And from that wharf, it's about 5-7 minute walk to get to the sand. I'm gonna show you where that wharf is as we go on this walk, but let me pick you up much further down here on the sand in actual Manly Beach proper. All right, so I've walked about 15 minutes from where I started right here. I'm gonna turn the camera around because there's something I wanna show you here. What I wanna show you here is I wanna show you that there's people in the water in this very narrow band. They set up these swim and surf zones, and they tell you to swim between the flags. But the area between the flags, very, very narrow. I mean, like, there's a lot of beach. Those two flags are really close together. Strong rip currents, plus I'm sure the sharks, they like to keep an eye on everybody that's in the water. And so you can see when you are in the water here, then you're gonna be close to a lot of your fellow Sydney-siders because they wanna keep an eye on everybody. So and there's a lot of lifeguards out here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 lifeguards out here today to keep an eye on those people. So as long as you're swimming where they tell you to swim, I think it's a pretty safe place, particularly on a day like today. This is a pretty family-friendly beach. The other day, yesterday, I went to Bondi Beach, and that is a much more crazy kind of party town sort of beach, where when you're on the sand, you're like shoulder to shoulder with your neighbors because there's so many people that come there. And this is much more just kind of relaxed, chill out, lots of sand that you could enjoy. I'm gonna pick you up next, kind of right at the center where the ferry comes out of the Corso. You can see all those flags right up there. So I'm gonna walk over there and pick you up there. All right, so as promised, I'm about another 10 to 15 more minutes down the sand. It is much busier here. This is like the center of Manly Beach, and these flags that we're going to turn up to right here indicate that this is where the Corso is, the main pedestrian street that runs from the ferry terminal, where you would take the ferries from the central business district to the sand. And so, you know, people have taken a long journey or short journey by boat, depending upon how you look at it, to get here. And so, you know, it's human nature that as soon as you get to some sand, you just go ahead and sit down there. There's a little restaurant right over here with the public restrooms. You can have some neat views of the sand. People sitting on the stairs, enjoying the sun, having a snack. Today is Australia Day, January 26, 2025. This is a big holiday in Australia. And holidays, definitely good days to come down here. Weekends, because a lot of things in Sydney close on the weekends. Like on Sundays, a lot of things are closed, the central business district, and so if you find life to be dead around there, well, you will find lots of life here on the weekends and in the holidays. So, in addition to being able to walk on the beach, there's a really neat promenade that's up here with seats and trees, so you can get some shade. There's a dedicated bike path that's over there on the right. You'll find plenty of public restrooms up here. We will kind of work our way over to this side into the shady spot. Lots of restaurants and shops that face this main road along this walkway, although really the heart of the commercial district is definitely going to be along the Corso towards the ferry terminal. We've got some of Australia's finest, keeping the peace out here. Plenty of places where you can get a drink of water, fill up your water bottle, little picnic tables where if you've brought your lunch, you can have a picnic. And if you want to rent like a chair or an umbrella over on this side, they've got the Manly Beach Hire and Rentals. So you can rent some of these chairs, you can rent some of the umbrellas. Let's go down in the sand, check out what those prices are. You can also see a lot of people in the water over here, because in addition to where those flags are, this is where they're letting people hang out. Lots of people there. I mean, so many people in that small bit of water. It really feels like a wave pool at a water park or something like that. Okay, so going through these surfboards, lounge chair, $15 all day. Pretty good deal. Can you see the sign from over here? Deck chair, $10. Umbrella, $15. Towel, $5. Surfboards, by the hour, $15, $10. Pretty reasonable prices, I would say. I mean, comparing it to Waikiki, pretty reasonable prices. I don't know, anything's probably pretty reasonable to Waikiki. All right, I don't have any stairs to get back up again, so I'm gonna get a little bit closer to the water. We can sort of gander at the people frolicking in the water, and then when I find the next staircase, probably over there by the Manly Surf Pavilion, we'll go ahead and eject. So if you are coming to frolic in the water in the summer in the center of Manly, this is sort of the activities that you're going to be looking at. Again, gradual slope out there, so you can see like people can stand really far out there. Not a big drop off, not a lot of rocks. In addition to the sharks, you do need to watch out for jellyfish too. Australia is known for jellyfish, so be careful what you see, particularly floating around or on the sand. You don't want to step on them. They're really not that friendly. Well, maybe they are friendly, but they don't like being stepped on, and so they do sting. And so yes, you can see those red and yellow flags. There's one, there's the other one, and so that's what everybody out here is swimming in between. Actually, most people just standing around. The waves today, almost too small to even boogie board here in the summer. They were definitely bigger at Bondi Beach yesterday. By the way, if you want to see what Bondi Beach looks like, how it compares, you can check out my video tour of that. Links in the description, and will also be at the end of the video. All right, so this little path right here, this will take you to Shelley Beach. We're gonna walk over that way. There's the Manly Surf Pavilion over there, and I see a staircase over yonder, so we're gonna head out that staircase. The vibe of this here, definitely just relaxing. People coming to take a load off, hang out in the sun. Not a lot of drunks, not a lot of yelling, not a lot of booze and tattoos. But maybe that's because it's early. And also, for Australia Day, they don't allow alcohol. We can see this sign up here in a sec that says it is an alcohol prohibited area from Australia Day, right there. Non-compliance may result in the immediate disposal and seizure of your alcohol. Okay, looking back, that's where we started, all the way down there, by the little pool in the rocks, water bottle filling fountain. Now I want to take you back this way, along the sort of commercial district. If you're looking to stay down here, there are a bunch of like hotels that are right along the beach, right along the sand. Nothing is on the sand. Everything is at least across the street from the sand, but it's not going to be too loud or too noisy from the street because there's, well, it's only like a one-lane road. Okay, I'm going to pick you right up at Ben & Jerry's, just down there. We're almost at Ben & Jerry's. A couple cool things here I want to share with you. In this little picnic pavilion, there are some signs about the seaside scenes and bathing suits of the 1930s. Definitely wearing a lot more clothes than I would say they do today. Also, I want to show you the Volkswurst, the guy who's got sausages out of his Volkswagen. I think that's pretty cool. Maybe I'll come back here for a sausage when I'm done with this walk because I'm getting quite hungry. Okay, helicopter going overhead. All right, we're gonna go ahead and cross the street here. Nice crosswalks, definitely made it friendly for pedestrians. And we're gonna go this way too, red and white. There's some Vietnamese street food here at An Viet. Cali Press for acai bowls. Ben & Jerry's American ice cream. I really like the Chunky Monkey banana and chocolate flavor. It's one of my favorite. My dad really likes the Cherry Garcia, in addition to having it here in this thing. You can also pick up some pints to go home. Let's see, do they have my favorite flavors in here? They have Oh My Banana Offie Pie. Okay, maybe different Australian flavors. I don't know. Easy Mart. This is like Australian convenience store. You can get your chips, snacks, drinks, and maybe also some boogie boards, pool noodles. A lot of fish and chips you'll find here. A lot of fish and chips and beer. This place, $30 for fish and chips and beer. Obviously, that's Australian dollars. At the time I'm doing this video, $1 US is about $1.50 Australian. So that would have been about $20 US if my on-the-fly math is correct. I did not major in math. I went to school in California, not the best schools in the world, so you can double check my math if you want to. You got a calculator in front of you. Okay, on the right, you see those flags I picked you up before that indicates we're towards the Corso, the main pedestrian path. We've got Wahlburgers from Mark Wahlberg from America. You want some American burgers, all-day dining, they say. So I guess a lot of places in Australia will close between lunch and dinner, so the fact it's all-day dining is important. This is a Little America corner. We've got a branch of Starbucks coffee right here. Here, let's walk through Starbucks, see how the store compares, what it looks like. Looks like a Starbucks, that's for sure. What I like to see inside Starbucks, though, one of the things that differentiates them a lot is what they've got in here, in the pastry counter. And some unique Australian things that you'll find are these sausage rolls. Beef sausage rolls, tasty Australian snack. Also spinach and ricotta roll, some different kind of cakes. They've got some custard-filled galaxy donuts, some cookies, and the usual set of sandwiches, but maybe some Australian-inspired flavors like the tandoori chicken wrap right there. They like their Indian food here. Obviously the British colonial experience, a British prison camp experience, maybe I should say, with obviously India being a part of that. Okay, this is the Corso. This is where you'll find the majority of the shops and restaurants, and then walking down towards the ferry terminal this way. There's this little street on the side that we're gonna go down first because they have like a little farmer's market that's down here today on a Sunday. And then we'll kind of loop back and get back to this main Corso road. If you are driving here, there are plenty of parking structures here in town. They number them P1, 2, 3, 4. I parked in P2 on Central Avenue, which we'll see as we come down this way. You know, it's not cheap. It's something like 8 or 10 Australian dollars per hour, but I think it caps at like 50 Australian dollars after 5 hours. So if you were going to take an Uber from the Central Business District, if you didn't want to take the ferry, then an Uber is going to cost you somewhere between 30 or 40 Australian dollars to get here from the Central Business District with the cheapest Uber that doesn't have the surge fees. Okay, we've got the king of the pack tobacconist, if you're looking for some tobacco. I love the word tobacconist. I'm not a smoker, whether it be cigarettes or cigars. I like the word tobacconist. That's all. Lots of little, bars down here. I'm sure this place gets busy in the evening. Happy hour from 4 to 6 p.m. Ground Zero, tenacious pastries, brunch, coffee. Some of these have little outdoor seating areas that are out on the promenade. This is not like a road sometimes, a pedestrian area. Sometimes this is like always a pedestrian area. Here we have another pub down here. The Hold, very, I'm gonna call it British style in its feel. Lots of wood. You might call it Australian in style because, that does look like a, like a moody Australian pub. Okay, this is the parking structure I parked at, P2 on Central Avenue. It's pretty big, lots of parking spaces in there. But when you come and you drive in, if you're driving, there will be lots of signs that'll indicate like how many spots each parking structure has open, so you can just pay attention to those. All right, this little farmer's market kind of ends down this way, so I'm gonna go ahead and make a turn and walk back down the other side of it. Since I was on the side, we didn't really see the center. So this is, I would call this like a farmers and crafts market, because clearly not a lot of fruit or veg here. The fruit or veg was further down if I would have kept walking past the egg tart place. We've got some little girls' tutus, girls' dresses. We've got candles by the sea. We've got a Turkish restaurant here. Those look like tasty treats. We've got Ben Dry Burgers. Though it's funny, like under burgers, I don't think there's beef at this burger place. Burgers, what do they have? They have chicken burgers, lamb burgers, fish burgers, and vegan burgers. Am I missing something? There's a very big drinks menu, but oh, they have beef. It's just inside. That's funny. Big sign outside to tell you about all of the non-beef burgers that they have. I was concerned for a moment because when somebody says burger and they don't have beef, makes me wonder. Here we've got the board rider, backpacker, and budget accommodation. So if you are looking for a probably inexpensive place to stay and surf down here, looks like it's going to be one. It's next to the New Brighton Hotel. Not a lot of big Marriotts or Hyatts down here. But if you do want to stay at a hotel in the Central Business District that's close to getting to Manly Beach, the Sydney Harbour Marriott at Circular Quay, really close to get the ferries here. There's also a Pullman hotel that's right down there that you can just hop on the ferry. Intercontinental in the Central Business District, also quite close to the Circular Quay ferries to get to Manly. Okay, so let's walk down the center of this little market, and then we'll check out the rest of what the Corso has to offer. We've got some like afternoon tea shirts right here with like some gnomes. You might be having afternoon tea with you. Hats. You might come out here and be like, I wish I had a hat. You probably don't wish you had a scarf though. It's just quite warm. Surf poncho for you, surf poncho for your dog, surf poncho for your kids. I think I need a few more surf ponchos. Clean Art Sydney, art you can use. And little stage in the middle here. No performances today. Looks like a performance they could do. Now it's opened up into the big wide pedestrian promenade. Okay, I want to show you this place. Down here in the Rialto is this cool place called Norma's Deli. This is a really neat sandwich spot. Very kind of like, I feel like grand in their decoration and their display. This is the big like sandwich setup over here. They've got like tons and tons of different sandwiches. They've got pizzas. They've got pistachio rolls. They've got more pizzas back here. They've got apple pie. They've got cakes. They've got tarts. They've got a bar, and over this way they've almost got like a little market where you can get like take-home meals. So kind of like, I'd call this a Italian-inspired deli of sorts. Why do I call it Italian-inspired? Well, there's a lot of pizza, there's a lot of pasta, pepperoni, Roman pizzas, the bombollinis, the donuts. Smells very good. I cannot vouch for how it tastes because I haven't eaten there. There's also a cool cookie spot out here. Cookie there is going to cost you somewhere between $6 to $8. Okay. The board ride backpacker and budget accommodation. The other side of it. Okay. We've got Gonda clothing. 1 teaspoon. Oh, interesting. You know, when you like wander around here, there's all these like cool little alleys on the side. Sydney and Melbourne are kind of famous for their laneways or their alleys, where you have a lot of like shops and cafes on the alleys or laneways, as they call them here. More acai bowls and frozen yogurt. In the center of this, there's a lot of benches that you can sit at. A lot of surf shops. If you came here and you were like, I really want to get the water, but you didn't bring something, no problem. If you're looking for medical supplies, drugs, and by drugs I don't mean illegal drugs, I mean like pharmacy type things, the Chemist Warehouse, great place to get all of your pharmacy type needs. A little playground here in the center with the shade structure over it. Sporting goods store, Decathlon. The Ivanhoe Hotel. This is a pretty cool old school building back here. Definitely kind of like in that colonial style with a little restaurant up on top. There's a church here on the corner. What is this? Sunday services at St. Matthew's Church, 8, 10, 5. And they have night church at 6:30 p.m. Okay, they got a lot of maps. We haven't looked at a lot of them as we're going around, but we've walked from the beach. Down here we walk through this side street. This is the Corso. It's going to get us to the Wharf, and these are the 4 main parking structures. Okay, we've got a little green walkie man here, so we're going to go ahead and do that. By the way, you can see if it feels like I'm walking against traffic, all of these people that are walking towards me are all coming from the ferry to the beach. It's 1 o'clock, which is definitely still beach arrival time. I like that a lot of these business districts have like an overhang that's shaded, because just getting away from the sun like brings it down about 10 degrees. There is a sushi spot here, rice and nori. They have a lot of like sushi rolls and chicken bowls in there. And then they've got a sushi go-round train back there. Okay. We've got an Aboriginal art gallery. They're probably closed due to the Australia Day holiday weekend. Figuring not a lot of people are buying high-end art this weekend. A lot of bird sounds in the big tree that I'm passing by. Manly Seafoods, the Fish and Chips House. Definitely beware of the street parking. Like here, there's 30-minute parking out here on the street. Definitely lots of 30-minute parking, 15-minute parking. Don't hear between these hours or these times. I would suggest if you're parking that you just come into the parking structure. We've got a member of parliament, her office right here. Coles, local, if you're looking for an actual like supermarket right here. This is probably the big supermarket in the town center. Somebody riding a bike down here. Food delivery. They do a lot of their food delivery here on e-bikes. Not really in cars because they're hard to park, but these e-bikes that have a kind of like cooler, or you might call it a warmer, to keep the food warm, but you know, something with foam. Pick up the food and then bike it to you if you ordered it. Souvenirs here. You forgot your sunglasses, you forgot your towel, you want your Australia towel. I feel like I'm walking into like Shibuya Crossing in Tokyo here or something like that. Quite busy as we get towards the ferry terminal, which is just right across the street. There's a Baskin Robbins outpost right here for some ice cream. Okay, and as soon as this light changes green, I'll come back to you as we're crossing the street. All right, green walking mat, so we get to cross the street now. This is the Manly Wharf. And so they've got their little guide to public transportation. You can walk here from the beach, through the Corso, taxi stands over here, different stands over this way. I want to show you, before we actually go into the wharf, I want to show you this other beach over here, because this is another one, if you've got kiddos, you might be interested in this, because this is a, like, in the bay beach. So it's probably going to be a little bit warmer in the water. Probably going to have less sharks. It's you're probably not going to have any sharks because it's actually like netted in to keep you away from the sharks. The water might not feel as fresh as it is in the ocean because you're swimming in the water that all the boats go on. But if you want the absolute closest beach to the ferry, this one right here is going to be it. And you can see the area to swim in. They call it the Manly Cove tidal pool. The area to swim in is the area within the nets that are over here. Apparently that's so safe that they don't have any lifeguards or the surf rescue over here. People have come out here having a party like on their boats. People hanging out on the deck in addition to the sand. Restaurants that are out here on the deck. But let's go down the center of the wharf pier where you would pick up the ferry. I'm trying to figure out, is that music live? Is somebody singing this music live or is it recorded? Can't tell. It sounds kind of live. This is the Bavarian. Get your German beer. Probably your sausages too. Yes. Haas Schnitzy. Betty's Burgers. Popular Australian burger chain. How much is a burger going to cost you here? $13 for the Betty's Classic. Okay, so down here, this is inside the ferry terminal. Not really busy right now because it looks like a ferry just came and they were all walking, so it's quiet at the moment. But lots of cheap eats in here. We've got another one of these pre-made sushi places, the Sushi Hub. Nobody's here, so we can get a closer look at it. But you can see the different nigiris for somewhere between $2 to $3.50 each. The bigger rolls here, $4 to about $5. This is a Thai restaurant, Chat Thai. They got mangoes for some sticky rice. And we look at we'll go outside to the left in a second. But you can see they've got tell you when the next ferry service is. 12 minutes to Circular Quay, 22 minutes is the next one. This is the public harbor transport. So we are up here at Manly, and this is what'll take you to Circular Quay down here. And then this also shows you just the ferries network, Circular Quay to Manly, but you can also take it like all around the harbor. And then they've just got like these ticket gates that you tap in, tap out. You can get the Opal card, which is their sort of like stored value card, but you don't even need it. You can just, if you have a credit card that has tap, you can just tap in and tap off to get on the ferry. Okay. And there's like the public ferry, and then there's also the fast ferry, as they call it. I think this one's run by more of a private company. I don't know. I don't really know what the difference is. I'd be a better tour guide if I knew what the difference is. But last time I came here, I just came here on the public ferry, and it was all good. But you can see nice view out here, nice set of restaurants, great harbor views. And with that, I will say, fellow explorers, if you want to check out my Bondi Beach video, you'll find it right here. Or if you're coming to Sydney and you want to see all of my Sydney travel tips, you'll find that video right here. More in the description on Australia and beyond. As usual, I won't say goodbye because I'll see you in the next video.